Global Transformation Astrology, GTA, with William Stickevers.
So let's get into it. I mean, a lot has happened. I've been posting quite a bit about some of the key developments. And certainly with the Trump inauguration, one of the big things right now is all these executive orders are coming out left and right. I can't even keep up with them. So far, we got about 200 executive orders, and they're only 16% through these executive orders. That's why I posted in the community, uninstalling Joe Biden. Please be patient. Your country will be restored soon. So, we're going to see a lot more action take place. I'll list out all the different executive orders in the coming days. And, I just think it's unprecedented, but it's basically reversing all the different policies that were put in place starting January 2021 when Biden took power. So there's quite a bit of things they need to reverse. And then, of course, they're firing all these people at the diplomatic level, left and right. So it's not just executive orders. We're talking about they're not just appointees, but once the appointees installed, you're seeing now that they're actually like firing all the people at the various different levels of those institutions. And so we're going to see a big turnover, and everything is going to be topsy-turvy and in disarray until the dust settles. We'll have some idea where things are going to go, but it's going to be pretty interesting. And certainly that's one of the reasons we can't really say where's the crypto price is going to be, where's the market's going to be, because we have so much drastic regulatory shifts going on. A lot of it will be really positive for us, particularly for the crypto industry, and a lot of deregulations coming into place and a whole restructuring of the tax system. However, it will be a few months before we really have any idea where that's all heading. And that pretty much, that's more or less the time when the sun will ingress into Aries. We have the upcoming Chinese Year of the Wood Snake occurring during the new moon in the sign of Aquarius. So that is when we really start transitioning into astrological 2025. So there's a transition. It starts January 29th, 2025. And that transition will be complete by the time we hit March 20th, sometime in the afternoon. Let's see, the sun will be 0 degrees Aries. So when the sun hits 0 degrees Aries, March 20th. So we're going to be in a big transition pretty much throughout all of February into most of March. And then we have this big eclipse. We have this big, juicy eclipse that will be happening soon after, March 29th. So it's going to be interesting because that eclipse is still within range of the world point. So the sun being at 0 degrees Aries is right on the world point. The eclipse will be at 8 degrees, 59 minutes. It's within striking distance of the world point. And we know, we're going to have a pretty clear idea what Trump wants in terms of having everything in place and fully operational for implementation and rollout. We're going to get a really clear idea what that's going to be about that time. So until then, everybody's sort of like guessing what the strategy, what the plan is. A lot of it's just going to be, like I said, uninstalling Joe Biden and all of the crime. And we're going to start seeing investigations and things like that. But I don't think we're going to have really any clarity. Probably leading up to the eclipse in March is when things are going to get really cooking in the world as well. One of the things for the upcoming global report I've been putting together is, just listing out all the major developments for the year, right? I'll be writing more extensively on each one of these, but, I put something together like the next big thing happening, right? We have March 28th, we have that eclipse, and we also have a stellium occurring the day before the eclipse, Venus, Mercury, Neptune, triple stellium, right? Let's just go the day before. So we have the ingress, Aries ingress, the stellium that will follow on the 28th. We see that stellium right here, all in Pisces. And then we see the eclipse follow the next day. You can see down here, that's the eclipse. So we're going to be in, how could you describe that, right? What would be the best way to describe that? Profound cultural artistic flourishing with global efforts to promote peace, creativity, humanitarian causes. We may see a breakthrough, possibly with Ukraine. They cut a deal, they broker a deal. That could be one of the positive developments. Diplomacy may be conducted through soft power, all right, including arts, music, and cultural exchanges. So we may see them broker a too good to refuse sweetheart deal, meaning you can't say no to the deal. That may also include, we see discussions about acquiring Greenland and other issues regarding Panama. So we're going to see certain breakthroughs, diplomatic breakthroughs on the foreign policy front. So we don't really have too much. We have this January 22nd, which is today, geopolitical developments, and then we're seeing the next big thing in March. So we don't have too much activity in February. That's why it's going to be a liminal month. All right. Emily's asking, I'm curious about the status of Maha going forward. Will RFK Jr. be pushed out to leave? Make America healthy again. Okay. I haven't really looked at that. I don't see any indication at all, zero indication he'll be pushed out. I don't know if there's a reason for that question. It's not something I've seen in the poly markets or anything, showing it. So if that's something that's being discussed, I have no clue why. Like I said, I think majority of Trump's picks are going to be confirmed. I even think Tulsi Gabbard will be confirmed, right? I see everybody getting confirmed. I don't see anyone being pushed out. I mean, if there's something going on I'm not aware of, let me know. Let me, like the big thing, let's take a look at the chart here. If I said, what's Trump's first 100 days? If we know we're going towards an eclipse, we know that we're likely to see a number of things happen. Like one of the things in talking about RFK, I think there's a very good chance the Trump administration is going to recommend removing fluoride from water. I do think that's going to be put forth, and I think it's going to get a lot of traction. I think Putin's going to meet with Trump between now and the time leading up to the eclipse. I think there's a very good chance of that happening. I think Trump will create a Bitcoin reserve within the first 100 days. Everyone expects it to happen tomorrow, but I think in the first 100 days, there's a very good chance the legal precedents and processes and the people and positions will be set up for a Bitcoin reserve to commence, right? So it's not going to be a one-day event. The other thing, too, because we're seeing an eclipse, I think Trump will take military action on the cartels by striking in Mexico. I mean, of course, he's going to get permission from the Mexican president. She's powerless to really do anything with the cartels. They're more powerful than the Mexican military. So I think she's going to give them the green light to go in. So I think we're going to see some military action in Mexico or that whole area, Cancun, or possibly even South America, coordinating with those governments, letting the U.S. Special Forces, hard, deep, powerful strikes like they did to ISIS, something very similar, completely destroying their infrastructure. I see also eclipses has to do with revelation. So I see Trump declassifying the JFK files also in the first 100 days. And I do think we're going to start seeing a process of declassifying UFO files in the first 100 days. Not everything all at once. I think we're going to see a lot more of that. We're going to see more hearings. We're going to see more cooperation from the White House. We're going to see Trump push disclosure. Of course, we want it tomorrow, but I do think if they told everybody everything, first of all, they're not going to tell us everything. But whatever they would say would probably cause an existential crisis, especially amongst the religious, right? That's the bigger issue. But I do think we're going to see a lot more revelations coming out of various different agencies getting the green light from the White House to go ahead with that.
To watch the full presentation and more like this on geopolitics, the economy, and world events from an archetypal and mundane astrological perspective, join the Global Transformation Astrology membership. Go to gta.williamstickevers.com. Become a GTA member today.